Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and today we're back on Paragon once again on the official website post of patch version 35, and we're going to talk about all hero changes. This is going to be part 2 of the video, so if you haven't watched part 1, make sure you watch that before watching this, so you get all that information and knowledge before we continue into this video. Link to part 1 will be in the description below. We explain exactly all the changes that will happen to all the heroes within patch version 35 and the Monolith update. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with all the greatest and latest Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news. And if you haven't turned on notifications on yet, make sure you do so by hitting that little bell button next to the subscribe button so you can be one of the first mates up to date with the most amazing Paragon gaming content that's on my channel. And as always, expect it here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. And now let's move on to the next hero, and that is Richter. His Whiplash ability, damage type adjusted from energy to ability, cooldown reduced from 21, 20, 19, 18 to 14 seconds at all levels, electrocute, damage type adjusted from energy to ability, cooldown reduced from 17, 16, 15, 14 to 12 seconds at all levels. Shock therapy, damage type adjusted from energy to ability, cooldown reduced from 24, 23, 22, 21 to 21, 18, 15, 12 seconds. Skewer, damage type adjusted from energy to ability, cooldown adjusted from 100, 90, 80 to 105, 90, 75 seconds. So pretty much he got a rebalance, and that's pretty much it on Richter. So if you know how to play him well, you're pretty much going to excel at him no matter what. Let's move on to the next hero, and that is Sevrog, and there's a lot of changes here, mates. Oh my god. Siphon ability, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, animation speed has been increased. Cooldown reduced from 10, 8.8, 7.6, 6.4 to 5 seconds at all levels. Oh my god, that sounds like it's super easy to land and stack. Soul Stacks. Soul Stacks are now generated whenever Sevrog kills a hero or a minion with any of his abilities. Soul Stack growth points adjust to 20, 50, 90, 140 from 20, 40, 60, 80. Soul Stacks now grant both damage and health. Hero kills grant 3 stacks, non-hero kills grant 1 stack. So this is an interesting mechanic because the Siphon ability is no longer needed to get the Soul Stacks. You can use any ability and get the Soul Stacks, or pretty much anything. So if you kill an enemy, you'll be able to get it. So it's kind of interesting. It makes it seem like it's easier, but it just means you're going to be farming for longer compared to what it was before. But if you go back to the old Soul Stacks, it was from the highest one was 80, and then you get obviously your armor and get bonuses if you kept on going, but it didn't change anything else. Obviously, that was pretty easy to get, in my opinion. If you had a certain build like I had, you've been able to get those Soul Stacks within 20 minutes or 25, the full amount, but now with this, it might be a little bit longer. Subjugate, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, animation speed has been increased, enemy minions and heroes killed by Subjugate now generate Soul Stacks, cooldown reduced from 17, 16, 15, 14 to 17, 15, 13 and 11 seconds. Phantom Rush adjusted ramp up to more fluid, reduced cooldown from 27, 25.5, 24, 22.5 to 16, 14, 12 and 10 seconds. Colossal Blow, which is the ultimate, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, animation speed has been increased, no longer instantly kills minions, deals full damage, enemy minions and heroes killed by Colossal Blow now generate Soul Stacks, cooldown reduced from 70, 60, 50 to 30 seconds at all levels. Oh my god, guys. So he somewhat cops I'm going to say a massive rebalance, but then there's a lot of buffs in this as well. The cooldown is ridiculous on this hero, because obviously you'll be able to do more damage if you do build like a fighter build on this tank, because I've done that before within Legacy, and it works out pretty well. With 2 tank items or 3 tank items, followed by 2 to 4 damage items, it's pretty dirty in Legacy. So hopefully we can make a beast build on this character when he comes into Monolith, because he looks like he's slippery as well with a 10-second cooldown on Phantom Rush. So he'll be able to get out of sticky situations guaranteed. Let's move on to the next hero, and that is still his ability Bull Rush was previously charged, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, animation speed has been increased, range reduced from 2000 to 1600, cooldown reduced from 15 to 12 at all levels, force shield projectile speed has been increased, cooldown reduced from 23.8, 22.8, 21.8, 20.8 to 24, 20, 16, 12 seconds. Bulwark, previously known as Shield Block, is now redesigned and now blocks 60, 70, 80, 90% of all known AoE damage that passes through the shield. Now lasts 3 seconds at all levels, while deployed still cannot turn but can move normally otherwise. Attacking or reactivating will allow normal movement again. Cooldown reduced from 18, 17, 16, 15 to 12 seconds at all levels. Shield Slam, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, animation speed has been increased, cooldown reduced from 100, 90, 80 to 110, 90 and 70 seconds. So overall, this character is in kind of a decent position. his ability is going to be pretty much more useful. Especially that shield block. I think they're trying to put more emphasis on that ability as being a useful ability instead of not using it at all. So it's pretty good. Obviously his cooldown has been reduced, and obviously his bull charge ability has got less range on it, but still, it's pretty good. Still is in a good position no matter what. And now let's move on to Deca. Stasis bomb damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. Cooldown reduced from 19, 18.5, 18, 17.5 to 20, 18, 16, and 14 seconds. Stun duration decreased from 1, 1.4, 1.8, 2.2 to 0.7, 1.1, 1.5, 1.9 seconds. So a little bit of a nerf there on the stun duration. Let's move on to the slow bubble ability. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Cooldown adjusted from 17, 16, 15, 14 to 20, 18, 16, and 14 seconds. Projectile speed has been increased. Rocket boots cooldown adjusted from 15, 14, 13, 12 to 24, 20, 16, and 12 seconds. Containment fence range reduced from 1200 to 1000. Duration reduced from 5, 6, 7 seconds to 3, 4, 5 seconds. So somewhat of a nerf there, I'm going to be honest. Maybe a big nerf on the actual character, pretty much making it more useful in the late game, but obviously not as good as what it was in Legacy. Sadly to see that happen, but things happen with heroes, and obviously they had to fix that. Try and rebalance it the best way as possible as they think. So hopefully they turns out being pretty good, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the most amazing support, if I do say myself. Now let's move on to Uriel. And her first ability, damage type, has been adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. No longer pierces through minions. Cooldown reduced from 15 to 9 seconds at all levels. Consecrated ground damage type adjusted from energy to ability. No longer does bonus damage to slow targets. Cooldown reduced from 16, 15, 14, 13 to 12 seconds at all levels. Shield values have been adjusted for new balance. Explosion time reduced from 1.5 to 1.05 seconds. Alacrity cooldown reduced from 15 to 10 seconds at all levels. Shield values have been adjusted for new balance. Reversal of fortune, shield values have been adjusted for new balance. So it sounds like it's pretty much in somewhat of a decent position. Nothing too crazy has happened to Uriel. Just got rebalanced and he's got more cooldown. And the shield values have changed because obviously you don't want to have amazing amounts of shields on heroes. Maybe they've buffed it, maybe they've nerfed it, but they haven't actually stayed on it. And now the next hero is the Fae. Barrel Patch ability, damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Casting Barrel Patch now prevents movement. Cooldown reduced from 18 to 18, 16, 14, and 12 seconds. Harvest Needles. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. No longer refunds mana on hitting a hero. Cooldown reduced from 12 to 6 seconds at all levels. Untamed Growth. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. Ability duration decreased from 3 to 2 seconds. Cooldown reduced from 17, 16, 15, 14 to 10 seconds at all levels. Fly Trap. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. Casting Fly Trap now prevents movement. Cooldown reduced from 100, 90, 80 to 120, 180 seconds. So I'm going to say that she copped a nerf. I'm going to be honest, I feel like she's copped a nerf. Even with the lower cooldown on her abilities, I don't feel like she's strong enough anymore. After reading all that, she looks like she can be picked off quite easily. So she might end up being underpowered when it comes to Monolith. That's sad to see. Let's move on to Grimex and his ability Displacement Blast. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. Cooldown adjusted from 18, 17.5, 17, 16.5 to 21, 17, 13, and 9 seconds. Suppression mode slow adjusted to new balance values. Deflected shield now refines 25, 40, 55, 70% of missing mana from flats 90, 103, 116, and 130. So that's kind of interesting. Cooldown adjusted from 20, 19.5, 19, 18.5 to 22, 18, 14, and 10 seconds. GTFO, which is his ultimate. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. No longer able to move while targeting. Cooldown adjusted from 100, 90, 18 to 110, 90, and 70 seconds. I feel like he's still going to be in a good position. Especially that Deflected Shield looks like he's going to be able to sustain with mana quite a bit. Now let's move on to Murdoch. His ability Buckshot, damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Cooldown reduced from 14.4, 13.4, 12.4, 11.4 to 8 seconds at all levels. Now shreds basic armor 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. Static Trap, damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Traps now root targets in place for 2 seconds. Now requires 3.25 seconds to arm. Now lasts for 90 seconds before expiring. Concurrent trap limit reduced from 4 to 1, 1 2, and 3. Size of traps have been increased from 160 to 230. Traps can no longer be stacked on top of one another. Traps underneath new traps will be destroyed. So it looks like you'll be able to cover more ground with this actual ability, but you can't stack them on top of each other to get that like amazing burst damage when someone does fall into it. So that's kind of interesting. Move along ability, damage type adjusted from energy to ability. No longer damage minions. Cooldown adjusted from 20, 19, 18, 17 to 21, 18, 15, and 12 seconds. Long Arm of the Law, which is his ultimate. Damage type adjusted from energy to ability. Animation speed has been increased. That is scary. Cooldown adjusted from 100, 90, 80 to 90, 80, and 70 seconds. So obviously Static Trap got kind of a weird moment to it, or weird nerf to it, but I don't feel like that's something to be like really crazy about. And also his Buckshot now shreds basic armor instead of shredding what it used to before, which was energy armor, because we don't have energy armor or physical armor within the new meta. So that's kind of interesting. Let's move on to Sparrow. Hail of the Arrows, damage type adjusted from physical to ability. Animation speed has been increased. Cooldown adjusted from 12, 11, 10, 9 to 12 seconds at all levels. Relentless, damage type adjusted from ability to physical. Stack limit reduced from 10 to 5. Each stack now adds a percentage of Sparrow's basic attack damage: 2%, 3.5%, 5%, 6.5%. Piercing shot, damage type adjusted from physical to ability. Projectile speed has been increased. Cooldown has been reduced from 10 to 8 seconds at all levels. Inner fire cooldown has been reduced from 100, 90, 80 to 90, 70, and 50 seconds. So two abilities held the arrows, and Relentless got somewhat of a nerf to it, but nothing too crazy in my opinion, because the Inner Fire ability is got 50-second cooldown. And if you reach late game stages as Sparrow, because she's a Marauder, she'll be able to destroy enemies quite easily. And now let's move on to the last hero within this actual list, and that belongs to Crunch. His ability Left Crunch, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, cooldown reduced from 15, 13.5, 12, 10.5 to 6 seconds at all levels. Right Crunch, damage type adjusted from physical to ability, cooldown reduced from 17, 16, 15, 14 to 10 seconds at all levels. Forward Crunch dash speed increased from 0.7 to 0.5 seconds. Increased range from 1000 to 1250 and 1250 to 1500 for empowered. Damage type adjusted from physical to ability. Cooldown reduced from 20, 18.5, 17, 15.5 to 12 seconds at all levels. Recrunch, damage type adjusted from physical to ability. Cooldown reduced from 40, 30, 20, 25, 15, and 10 seconds. Well, Crunch sounds like he's pretty broken. Oh my god, guys. The cooldown on this guy is going to be insane. Everything just sounds like it's spot on perfect now. Hopefully his base mana for the actual character is good enough to land a full combo, hopefully 2 combos in total, because it was kind of hard to do so within Legacy because the cooldown, the mana that was actually on those abilities was insane, so hopefully they've adjusted that as well. So those are all the heroes within the hero update / hero rework before Monolith does get released. This is pretty insane. Hopefully it does end up being greater for each hero, and hopefully it does feel like it's cleaner and more smoother when you do play those heroes within Monolith and in the new meta on Paragon when patch version 35 does get released on December 6th. It's going to be very exciting and I can't wait for it, mates. Hopefully Twin Blast is going to be a fan favorite, because right now I do love how he's actually been reworked, and I can't wait to actually see it in game. But mates, tell me in the comment section down below how you feel about these changes, and which ones do you hate the most, which ones do you love the most, and are you looking forward to playing Twin Blast as well, like myself, because I'm super hyped for that. Leave your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show your support, smash that like button. Let's try to get 200 likes on this video. And if you mates want to see more Paragon Gaming content and Paragon Gaming news on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to go mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry. We're back very soon. Hey Tats boys, he's answered nothing yet. Wow, this video might be cut into multiple parts, but hopefully it ends up being very useful for you guys, so you get a full understanding of what's OP and what's crap.
And that it feels right.